Good evening and welcome to Waking God's Child YouTube channel. I'm here with my co-host Candy Nelson, who is in Florida right now, and I myself am in Texas, Tejas, and we are both coming to you live on Waking God's Child YouTube channel. How are you tonight, Candy?
Hanging in there.
Hanging in there. I think that's all we can do at this point.
Hanging
So,
on by a thread.
what's that?
I said hanging on by a thread. A
Yeah,
fiber, thin fiber.
winging a prayer here, right? So we missed Friday. I'm sure many of you are aware of that at this moment.
You're
That
gonna
would
miss
be
this
my
coming
fault again.
Friday. We're also gonna miss this Friday.
Yes, which is why we're coming to you live early on. Oh, sorry. It's a new little baby that I picked up out of the ditch. So
Aw.
he's a cutie, huh? But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna have to go home with my daughter. So long story short, yeah, I was deathly ill Friday. I don't know if it was kidney infection or something with my internal organs was going on, running 106-degree fever, chills, throwing up, nauseous, passing out. I still managed to make it to my daughter's opening act play for college, which was not easy. And I told Candy, I'm like, I can't. I'm so sick. And I was super sick on top of the play and everything else. So, and then this week, my daughters are flying in and we'll be going to the play again. So here we are coming to you live on a Wednesday evening. So sorry about all of the, confusion. It's going to happen, especially living in the life that I'm living in and trying to be a million different people. Excuse me. So tonight we have dubbed this podcast or named it as preppers, basically prepping for the future and in uncertain times. So, for instance, this could have to do with your soul, your ability to thrive and survive in a time that might come and say the grid goes down, where you can't get medical attention, the grocery stores are, gone, banks are no longer in order. This is all about survival tonight. And we're going to start off with Candy sharing a few of her thoughts and ideas and things that she has done that would be helpful to write these things down, keeping in mind that if the grid goes, your electricity goes. That means there's no Google this or Google that. There's no computers, there's no cell phones, there's no nothing. So your survival mode will have to definitely kick in and come into play like right away. So with that said, Candy, I'm going to let you have the stage here and give them a few of your thoughts, and then I'll share some of mine towards the end.
Okie dokie. Well, as y'all know, I kind of like half wing things together a lot of times, and for the most part, 90% of it, it turns out pretty good. I have a few failures, but that's how you learn. But anyway, I've been writing down little home recipes and remedies for a long time, but I'll write them on a piece of paper and then it'll get stuffed here, and or I would write it on in a composition book, and then next thing you know, I can't find that one, so I grab another one. And anyway, my recipes are all over the daggum place. So I've been in the process of cleaning out my craft room, purging a lot of stuff out, and ran across this. Don't know if y'all can see it or not. It's a Rolodex that I've had in my
Perfect.
craft room for some time. And so I started like writing my little recipes down on the little cards and putting them in under the oops, it's hard to get this thing lined up. So just handwriting them on these little cards and putting them in here, and so that way should anything happen, I'll always have those. And thank you, James. But so yeah, I just started that like last couple of days ago. I've already got my black salve recipe in there, and I ran across this lady that has a lot of home remedy stuff that I'll read a couple of these to you because they it's pretty interesting. I have people asking me all the time about different come on roll thing. They don't want to roll, but asking me all the time about different things they can do for different issues that they're having. And here's recently my legs was broke out pretty bad, and they got pretty much cleared up. So, the hair on my legs had gotten really long, and I decided to try to shave them. And so when I did, my legs broke out again. So, but I found this recipe today, which I haven't tried yet, but I did write it down. It's a hair remover. And she says 1 tablespoon of white flour, 1 spoon of Coke, mix those together. And then you add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, mix that well, and 1 tablespoon of any kind of toothpaste that you want, and you mix until it's creamy. Then you add 1 tablespoon of white vinegar, mix that together real well, apply to the area that you want to remove the hair, and leave on for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you just wipe it off with a rough cloth, and it's supposed to take the hair right off. So, I thought that was pretty interesting, and
Yeah.
better than when your legs are all broke out or you got lesions and you don't want to deal with it. There's nothing really toxic in here that can, cause a whole lot of harm. You just got to watch the wording
Easy
here.
remedy with stuff that most people have already on hand.
Right.
So.
And this is one people ask me about all the time because they have so much problems with their hair falling out and the growth of it. But this is a hair growth recipe, and you're supposed to be able to get 9 centimeters per month lengthwise. And it says to peel a small red onion, cut small into little pieces, peel 3 cloves of garlic, cut that in small slices, place in a pot, and add 1 teaspoon of coffee. Add 1 cup of water and simmer on low for 4 minutes. Strain, and then pour the liquid in a spray bottle. Generously spray the scalp, rub it in, massage it in, leave 2 minutes. Cover in plastic for 2 hours and then rinse. And you can do that up to 2 times a week. So that's supposed to help with hair growth. So those are my number 2 and number 3 that went in there, because my black salve, I just put that in a couple of days ago, but that's a little more detailed, so we won't even go into that one. And then I was telling Lisa too, you guys know I make these soaps, and I make stuff in bulk all at one time. So, I was handwriting the labels out because I don't have the expensive Cry-Cut machine, and I don't have the skills to do a lot of those things. I just want things to be simple and not cost me an arm and a leg, a lot of money. I just want to, get the end product out, and that's it. So I started because I make so much between the soap and the salve, I took all my oils and I printed each one on sheet with just plain little white stickers. I don't know if you can see that. And then this one has lavender and pink Himalayan salt. So all I did with this one was I did the lavender one and I wrote with pink Himalayan salt on it. And so with that too, because I have so many, I just got this regular little book, and I bought the sheet protectors to go in it, and all my A stuff is in the same. Let's see if I can get it over there. These are all my A labels, and then I've got I got them in alphabetical order. This is my L's, but all the stickers are in each sheet protector. So it just kind of helps me that when I need something, I can just go in and pull out a sheet and just pull them all off at one time. So that just kind of helps a little bit, at least help me stay a little focused and organized.
No, that's actually, we should all be definitely doing that. Oh, I guess, where's my face, right? So the deal is, when you have no way to look something up online or Google, because, well, there might come a time when there is no electricity and there is no such thing as the use of a laptop or a computer, any type of technology for that matter. So writing things down on a physical hard copy in paper form, cuneiform tablets, if you may. I don't think we're going to all go chisel this into stone at this point, but it wouldn't hurt, just saying. But that, those are the right ideas. And when it comes to self-healing, Especially, there's a lot of people out there that are sick, that have diseases and physical ailments that need tended to. And there are things that we can do to take care of ourselves and if those times come, and the way it's looking now, there is a good chance of it. I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news. I'm just being realistic and practical. And honestly, if it helps save lives or, save days and hours and minutes, it's totally worth it. I know many of you are aware of what's going on. There's a lot going on taking place, and rumors of rumors of wars and rumors of wars and rumors of wars. Right? It's a whole biblical aspect to this. And I apologize for those of you that don't believe, but I more so apologize because I wish you did believe, because I'm sad, because if this isn't proof enough right here, how very real your Lord is, your God is, Jesus Christ is, I don't know what is, because it's all been written. It's in the book. You open it up, it gives you all the signs. Hello, sunshine. They're all taking place. So again, not trying to be the bearer of bad news. I'm just saying, let's get our houses in order. Let's get our souls in order. Let's get our remedies written down. I think that's phenomenal. And Candy's Rolodex idea is phenomenal. There's so many things we can do.
Yeah, I would like to say something else to everybody too. I don't know if you remember a few weeks ago when I showed you, I had got those 17 different books from the thrift store. So guys, if you don't go thrifting or yard selling, if you do that, make sure you go check out the books, because I got 17 books and each book is on its own topic. What you can do with borax, what you can do with lemon juice, what you can do with whatever, but each book has its own set of different remedies of things you can do in there. And I think I paid
there's so many available at the thrift stores too. I get a hard copy of how to grow your own gardens, how to make a compost. Composting is significant when it comes to growing food and planting seeds and growing.
And again, make sure you check out the books, even if you don't go to thrift stores. By golly darn, start going. Look at the books, because I'm telling
Google and print.
I found one. I don't know if I told you about this one, but it was like a planner book. It was just absolutely gorgeous. It was beautiful. It wasn't used at all, for $0.25. When I looked the thing up online, it was like $120 book I got for $0.25. And I was like, score.
Can't beat it.
So, but
I buy things like encyclopedias, especially the older ones, because that's where you're going to find more of your explanations and truthfulness there. But
I've gotten remedy books at Five Below for $5. So, you can go.
Yeah, she's not lying on that. They're pretty incredible books. Yeah. So, it's not really a matter of if we reach that point, and I think, it's a strong possibility. It's not going to be a matter of, well, is this good for me or is this bad for me or blah, blah, blah. It's going to be a matter of survival at that point. And Kat, I get what you're saying. I read your comment there, excuse me, towards the end. I think she had said something, well, those ingredients are toxic. But the way I see it, I mean, it's debatable whether they're toxic or not. I'm not really sure which ones that you were, saying were toxic. But at that point, if we come to that point, no matter what, it is going to be a matter of survival. And my gosh, we've survived this long with many of those ingredients, being around. I mean, I'm going to be more worried about, what missiles flying towards my body and my family's bodies. And I just, we're just, it's scary, uncertain times, but it's times that we knew would come and be here. And it's just what it is. And we all have the strength. And trust me, we were born with great strength, because we wouldn't be going through all these trials and tribulations that we already have and still endure to this day if we were not capable of overcoming, if not leading the fight. And I know we were born warriors. We were born for a time such as this. So with that said, there's going to be some things that, may or may not be exactly so, or not what one would prefer. But at the end of the day, just remember survival is what matters. We need to know how to plant our seeds, grow our food, raise our meat if we have to. And trust me, there might come a time when, you might have to eat animals that you have never eaten before. You're going to have to put it out of your mind that you can't do it, because when it comes down to survival, that's what it's about. It's about surviving. And as disgusting as this sounds, believe it or not, as a last resort and resource, you can drink your own urine. You can. But I recently ordered what's known as life straws. You can actually put them in stagnant water, bacteria-filled water, sewage, for instance, and it actually filters out 99.8% or something to that effect of all bacteria to where you can still drink. And water is a resource that we all must have in order to thrive and survive. It's a necessity. That's the one thing we cannot go without. We can survive without food for a lot longer than we can without water. So these are things you all might want to consider investing in. It's not going to hurt. They don't cost a lot. And if you can't afford those, just remember there are ways to filter water, if worse came to worse, through just multiple series of a cloth, an old t-shirt or whatever.
Pantyhose, brand new pantyhose. You can cut the footing off of it, cut the bottom off, put it in a glass, hold it over the sides, and strain it that way.
You do a t-shirt and it filters even more. And do this multiple times, multiple times, because the more times you do that, the more purified your water will become. And expect to probably get sick still, but at least you are in survival mode, and your likeliness of surviving is better. If not,
you won't die of dehydration.
You don't want to have the runs. I really don't. But I mean, if it happens, like I said, there are things you can do. For instance, Candy, what would you recommend for someone like Ginger for upset tummies? But if someone was experiencing dehydration per se, what would be a remedy that you might know of? And any of you, if you have some known remedies, and Kat, I know you've got to, put them in the comment section, and everyone be writing this down. All of it. I mean, everything's pertinent. We all have something to offer and share, and it's dire, pertinent, important information, and lives depend on it as well as our own. So, but Candy, do you have any type of severe diarrhea or nausea, throwing up?
Well, it seems to me like I heard something about cactus when you can't get water, that you can actually
you can tap into cactus. Yes, definitely. From New Mexico, yes, that is for sure true. And actually the root of other plants too. Lots of plants that have the thicker roots, you can tap those as well. But you got to know your poisonous plants versus non-poisonous, and that would be good books to look for in your thrift shops, or just Google it and print off your local, for what's native to that area, poisonous versus non-poisonous plants, food that you can eat, roughage you can eat, any type of planet plants that you can eat versus the ones, and mushrooms especially. You got to be careful with those. Sorry here. But no, I mean, there are certain things that you can live off. You can eat crickets. They're filled with potassium. And but yeah, you can. And obviously our world is pushing that right now, wanting us to all eat crickets and go vegan or whatever. But I'm just
they eat filet mignon. While they eat filet mignon, they want us to eat crickets.
And they've been pushing for this for a while. And, part of me is like, something's up. It's not for the greater good. And then the other part of me is like, they know something's coming. Maybe that's why they've been doing it. I mean, there is a planetary object in our sky right now.
It's not like they're trying to help us,
What's that?
I said, it's not like they're trying to help us to tell us, you can eat this.
And they won't. And we are not their priority. We have never been their priority. And just so you all know, I'm considered an influencer because of the followers I have, which means I'm a target. I'm on that list. Right now, I'm on their list. So they're watching me like a hawk. And trust me, they punish us, those of us that do this. And Candy knows too, because we always end up sick or something always happens for any time we're speaking truth. But the deal is, they know we're not going to shut up either, and they know also that they can't like do away with us because, well, all of you guys are watching, and if they do, well, you'll know what happened. So, and that goes for pretty much any of the whistleblowers, including myself. And I mean, if they do, well, I messed with the wrong girl still, because I still win in the end, and so do you guys. We have a promised land waiting, but we have to prepare our souls, but we got to get our houses in order first. Meaning get our souls right and be prepared physically, because we don't know how long this will be. It could be, it could just progressively get worse when it does start, or it may be just for a short time. We don't have the answers, but knowing these little things like how to start a fire, for instance, and by the way, you can look up the techniques for starting your own fire, but you can start fires without matches or lighters, believe it or not. It's very possible. It's not that hard to do. It takes a little practice, but that would be a good skill to acquire right now and be learning, in the meantime, because we don't know the time exactly. But I can tell you this much. I feel like it's going to be soon, like December soon. And, I don't know exactly what it is, but something big is going to happen. I just feel it. I hope I'm wrong. I do. I really hope I'm wrong, but better safe than sorry, right? And batteries, stock up on batteries, flashlights, very, very important if you can. Obviously they're not going to last forever, but know how to make a torch, which is, a stick and a cloth. There are so many things you can do to survive. And how to make your own shelter, how to create warmth for yourself. Cover yourself in leaves if you have to, bury, or, dig out a little hole, bury yourselves in brush if you have to hide, blend in with your environment. There are so many things available, but most of this to me is common sense. But, there's a lot of people that have grown up in the city and that's what they know. They've never had to, go roughing it or camping, like rough camping, which consists of basically no running water, no toilets, no anything. And what I'm trying to tell you is it'll be worse than that. It'll be worse than just digging a hole to go number 2 when you got to go to the bathroom. It's going to be beyond that. So you got to know what in nature that God put here on this earth is good for you, what can protect you, what can assist you, what can help you, and what can hinder you. And there's a lot to it. And it's all readily available right now. But don't wait till it's too late. And water. I would say everyone should be stocking up on water no matter what. And if I hear one more person go and buy the toilet paper out from Walmart, I am going to either die laughing or die screaming, because toilet paper should be the very last thing on y'all's mind. Okay? You can wipe your butt with a leaf. I'm just saying, you can do what a dog does and go drag it for that matter. But survival, guys. Survival. I'm pretty sure your butt's the last thing you should be worrying about. And yes, I just said all of that out loud, and you're welcome. But just telling it like it is, and it is the truth. So, don't go buy up all the toilet paper.
Well, and another thing too,
some water bottles, kudos. Get her done.
Another thing too, now that we do right now have the internet, we have access to knowledge. Look at the weeds growing in your yard and around you, and start seeing the ones that are abundant, and which ones are there like all year long. And it's like, okay, well, what is that? Then once you figure out what it is, it's like, okay, is it edible? Can I use it for medicine? Start researching one weed at a time. That's what I did, and I don't know a whole lot, but I'm learning as I go. And I was really shocked to find out that you can actually eat dollar weed. I'm like, dollar weed is cheap. It's
my
like
grandma used to make salads out of the weeds in her yard.
Yeah.
So it is. Candy, come on. You're the one that we're driving down the road, right? And you saw what was that plant that?
The mullein.
Mullein, for the mullein tea. She knew her plants or weeds or whatever you want to call it. And come to find out, she was right.
Yeah,
and the stuff is really effective. So.
And then got that free dirt delivered in my yard, and had the the plantain weed growing right out of that free dirt. I was like, yay, there you are. I've been looking for you for years.
That's pretty awesome.
And now, because I took the seeds from that pile of dirt and spread them all over my yard, it's growing everywhere.
I'm telling you, there are so many things that we can all do in order to prep. But the most important thing and it should be at the very top of the list, is preparing your soul. Because you got to remember, you were born to be an eternal being. Your life is eternal either way. Life here on earth, it's just a mere stint, short little mile run, but you have an eternity promise. And it is, things are playing out exactly as it was written biblically. Okay. Yep. Books were left out. Yep. Whole bunches of them, probably 200,000 of them and more. But your pertinent information is there. And if you're watching this unfold right in front of your face, and trust me, you are, and you're reading it from books, cuneiform tablets that were written over 2,000 years ago and counting, it's got to tell you something. Your God is real. Jesus Christ is your Savior. And is your soul ready? And are your houses in order? And I'll tell you what, I got lots of work to do on mine. I'm still working on it every day. I'm so imperfect, it's ridiculous. We all are. But how hard is it just to be good people? We just make it hard. Well, actually, the world's made it pretty dang hard. Just to be nice, because the world is a cruel place. I get that. But we're down to crunch time. We are. And there are so many things we can do to prepare ourselves to have a life in eternal bliss. And all as brothers and sisters, all of us being there, which to me is just an amazing thought. It's a reality, and it's an accomplishable reality. So with that said, are your houses in order? Maybe we should get them there. Are your Rolodexes out? Start writing things down. Are your hearts right? Are your thoughts right? Are you ready? Don't think that you can't get through this, because you can, no matter how troublesome and trying these times may be, and they will get worse. They will. Don't set yourself up for disappointment. Tell yourself it's going to be bad, and then you won't be surprised. But no matter what, your Lord will never leave you or forsake you, and he will not let you go through any more than what he knows you can withstand. And he's going to be your rock the whole way. And I promise you, I know myself, I know Candy, neither one would be here right now today and have gotten through so many things. And Candy, since she was a young child, if she wasn't so loved by the big guy upstairs and we weren't so loved, we wouldn't still be here. We were born with purpose, and we have great purpose. We were born for a time such as this. And I know that with all my heart, and I hope you guys all know that as well, because we were born for this. So anything else you'd like to add, Candy?
Yeah, I just forgot to mention to them too, if y'all have like your little recipes and you don't have access to a Rolodex, or you don't even want to do that, you just get a regular notebook. Like this one I got for my labels, but I got it specifically different with the strawberries on there, where I would know that that's what this is for. But you can actually do the same thing with recipes and just get the little index dividers and sheet protectors, and put them in alphabetical order, put the recipes right in the sheet protectors. But like I said, I recommend getting some kind of printed book that will specifically be
Sticks out like a sore thumb. There you go.
Yeah. So
I actually created a 3-ring binder with the screen protectors. So
right. Yeah, the sheet protectors. Well, I'm just saying, the reason why I chose that one is because
it's a go-to, huh?
Well, they were either blue or they were orange or red or whatever. This one is specific printed, and if I get one for my recipes, it'll have, I don't know, balloons or whatever, something on there where it's specific for that purpose, rather than just a notebook on the shelf.
Right. She's telling it like it is, guys. That's true. You're going to need your go-to. So first, I recommend having a Bible. That's your first go-to. Second go-to, Rolodex, 3-ring binder, spiral notebook, labeled, and write all the pertinent stuff down, because you're going to need it to survive. And we kind of got to survive because we got lots of people to help, lots and lots and lots of people to help and try to help get them there. And many won't even know where to start. And that's why we're here, guys. That's why we're going through this. And if you're on this channel watching this right now, that's why you're here. You're here with purpose. You're here to help lead others. You're here to be a light that shines. You're the light in the harbor, leading others to safety. And I don't doubt that a single second. I know that you guys all were born with great purpose, and that's why you're here. You don't find channels like this for no reason. You don't stumble upon them accidentally. When you're led here, you're led here. And I mean, that's been my own experience with other channels, especially like Twist's channel or Daily Excellence, which I recommend you all looking him up. He's got 3 different ones: Daily Excellence, Twist, Mike from Around the World, Council of Time. Lots of names he goes by. And he's also on Paul Begley's, which is another pastor that he's always on with. I recommend looking all of those up in any way you can, because you will learn great, wonderful, worthy, dire knowledge from watching those. I mean, he has saved me in so many ways I can't even tell you guys. And I mean this from the depths of my heart. The man knows what he's talking about. This man was diagnosed with cancer. He was supposed to die. There was no recovery, no getting out of it. And by the grace of God, he did. And when he came out of it, he was left with a message. He had work to do. He had people to wake up, people to talk to, people to show the way to. And he has hundreds and thousands upon thousands of people. He's shown them. And when you hear his words, you won't have a doubt in your mind, because they resonate in your soul. They leave you speechless, but in the most amazing, awe-felt moment that you will ever experience. So please do remember that. Daily Excellence, Council of Time, Mike from Around the World. And again, oftentimes on Twist, he's known as all of those. He gets shut down a lot, so he's had to operate under many, many names. I don't know anything about that. No, I actually do. I've been shut down plenty of times. Had to start over. But this man right here, he's diehard. He shouldn't be here today. He was supposed to be dead. The Lord said, nope, I'm not done with you yet. You got work to do. So, and he's doing it. So again, if I could give any advice at all, actually out of any of this, that would be to go to all of those channels that I just recommended and subscribe, because there is no greater good than that right there, other than the Lord God above. So it's been a blessing.
I don't know if you remember me telling you that about that night that I was down on the floor on my hands and knees, screaming and praying, begging God. I'm like, if you're done with me, take me now, because I can't do this anymore. I mean, I was literally, my whole body was just like, and then that was the night that I had not cried in 10 years. And then all of a sudden, it's like I went to go move my hair back. I'm like, why am I wet? And I didn't realize, because my head was in the carpet, that the tears was just flowing out and just saturated the whole top of my head. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm crying.
Testimony.
Oh. So, yeah. And so, I knew that it's like all of a sudden I went from screaming out and begging God to take my life into laughing and just like,
you felt alive for the first time in a long time, though, right?
No, I know. And then so the next day I'm like, well, obviously you're not done with me, and you gave me back my ability to cry. So what now? And then that's when I said, okay, you know what? No, if you're not done with me, it's got to serve a greater purpose. That's when I went public. I'm like,
that's right. That's how it works. I mean, that's exactly what.
Because I had done everything else. Well, I had done everything else that there was to do. That was the only thing left that I hadn't done, was go public. And so right after that is when I put my face on the billboard and went at it.
And you know what? And that's such a beautiful testimony, because I mean, that's how it works. I mean, the Lord just, when we think we're done, when we think we can't take anymore, when we are on our knees, when we have thought we've lost it all, We have nothing more to give when we're hurting, when we're in pain, when we have tears rolling down our cheeks, where we feel so hopeless, lost, and alone. It is at that very moment, that moment right there, when you are just trembling in pain, and not from pain, but from pain of the heart and pain of being left and forgotten. That's the moment that your Lord swoops in, sits you right back up and says, listen, we got some work to do. And I kind of need you for this. And it is amazing. It's a powerful, powerful moment to realize that even when the world has apparently or appearingly forgotten about you, you're not alone. You've never been alone. And in fact, you were brought right here for this moment and every other moment, but to your other brothers and sisters just like you, waiting to be reunited, because there's strength in numbers. And honey, our numbers are growing. We are unstoppable. And the reason we're unstoppable is because of, well, the Lord above. He's made it that way. We can't lose. This fight has already been, it's been won. It's already ours. It's our victory to have. It's something that he's already provided for us. We just got to get through the hump in the road, and it's going to be bumpy. But I mean, I think plenty of us have seen quite a few of those bumpy times. What I just described earlier, I'm willing to bet most of you have been brought to your knees and found a new reason to live again. I know I have, and you guys are definitely one of those reasons. So I just want you all to know that. And I love all of you very much.
Well, just letting you know, I can't see comments tonight, so.
Okay, there, I'm putting them up on the screen, but it's really hard to see. I know. I've actually got the big screen up too. Yeah, I'm going to try to start at the beginning, and I'm going to read the comments as we can, since you can't see them, Candy.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. So earlier, we have Rapido Jimbo, the thumbs up, which I love. It's always awesome to have him there. So we have next after that one is, oh, hold on. My bad. Wrong one. We don't want StreamYard. We don't care about that. Getting there slowly. So we have Argo, and all right, a midweek show, thumbs up. And Argo, we love you. He's always here to support us and participate, and can't even tell you how much your participation and just your existence means to me, myself especially, but to all of us. Thank you, Argo, my wild man Argo.
Hey, Argo, did those little fire starter beeswax pods work or not?
Yeah. Argo, leave a comment. Let Candy know.
I didn't know if they worked or not.
So, and then we have hold on, I'm getting there. The next one is James Wilson. Appreciate y'all coming to us on a Wednesday. Dave Lipinata. Yeah, I know him, so I can say it like that. And then we have Kat. It's slow. It's going to be slow. Sorry. I feel slow myself right now. So she says, hi, girls. And hello, Kat. Going to the next one here. And slowly moving along. This one says, will you still come on Friday? No, we won't be on Friday, which is why we're coming on tonight, because my daughters are flying in from Oregon and going to my college-age daughter's play. So she's in college on a theater scholarship. So we'll be doing that. Erica says, hello, beautiful ladies, and hello, my beautiful Erica. I just love her. We had her on podcast couple of years back. Don't know if you remember, Candy, but we had her as a guest. So Erica was on giving her testimony and her story. She's a sweet, beautiful soul. I love her to death. I just, all of you all, I just adore you in so many ways. And you guys are my heroes for real. You show great strength every day. You just have no idea the impressions that you're leaving. So Kat, I am holistic detective and spellbreaker, says, what's on the index cards? Healing recipes. And yeah, we discovered that. So yeah, I'm going back from the beginning, guys. So I'm just trying to catch Candy up because she's not able to see the comments. And then the next one said, from Kat, says, I'll pass. There are some toxic ingredients. And we talked about that. And I don't even, I'm at the point now, it's just whatever works with my body. That's all that I really care about, because this world seems pretty toxic. And the next one says, I have a teacher's degree in cosmetology and over 50 years professional experience, if you want to know my opinion. I actually have those too. So I respect your opinion. We're going to go with this next one here is, it's being slow, sorry. James Wilson sounds like a good recipe for recovery. Sure, it is. And the next one is Argo. Borax is good stuff. That is correct. Borax is probably most of our friends at this point, right?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, borax is good.
I actually mix borax in some of my soaps I make, like it'd be borax and lemon in there. Oh my gosh, that one's amazing.
Yeah, when you told me that, I immediately had to go try that. You're right. So many things you can do with borax, and Candy's the girl. She needs to get that Rolodex card out, just start popping them off so you guys can write them down, because pretty awesome. Some of the things that she has, the home remedy recipes are phenomenal. So the next comment, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. I don't know why. Kat, I am a hairdresser, colorist, esthetician, makeup artist, manicurist, massage therapist. My main thing, retired from all the rest. You definitely have some experience under your belt for sure. Okay, and then the next comment is, I don't know, because I'm slow. There we go. I feel really slow, like barely starting to feel well again.
Yeah, both our throats are still scratchy. I'm still dealing with a throat issue too.
Yeah, it was like my kidney and my throat. It's never ending. Did I not change it? Wait, hold on. Maybe I didn't. And then the next comment was any day now, Lise. So we have Anika Svalet. Absolutely, that reminds me. I'm going soon. I don't need clothes, but remedy books, yes, and are almost new. Absolutely. So yeah, I recommend everyone going to any type of secondhand store. I mean, funds are always low anyway, and it's the elitists have all the money and power, right? But what they don't have is the common sense to do the crap for themselves. So they're welcome.
Don't forget to Google on your maps bin stores near me.
Yeah, for real, right? Yeah, I actually found one here finally, Candy. The only thing I came up with was some chelated magnesium, but I have the feeling that's when I started having my kidney problems too. But I probably went on a wrong day. So, and Anika Sweat says also survival and foraging. Absolutely. So then the next comment, sorry, losing my voice badly, is not me. What's my comment? Kat I Am says, wish they had stores like that up here, Candy. Yeah, right. I found one here, and it was actually in Houston, but they're hard to find. That is for sure. Okay, and then the next comment was Anika again for radiation, and apparently I did something there. Sorry. Go pull it back up. It's being very slow. For radiation, it says postulong. You want potassium iodine for thyroid support, or naturally in sea moss, also 750 milligrams of apple pectin times 2 a day. See, I have thyroid issues. After the sepsis and pneumonia, my blood pressure is always through the roof. So I was supposed to go see a thyroid specialist. So good point, Anika.
Yeah. And just wanted to remind everybody, remember when I got sick off of that chest x-ray and I was so deathly ill and I drank that burdock root and dandelion root tea, and it's like within 5 minutes I was fine.
Yeah, another great remedy too. Remember that, guys. Write that one down.
Yeah, that's
So,
for radiation poisoning. You just put a couple tablespoons in a little coffee filter and put it in a pot of water and stick a clothespin there to hold it on there and boil that for about 5 minutes and drink it. It was like, man, I
for
felt like a
what?
new person. That was for radiation poisoning. Remember when I had
'Cause
the
I
chest
swear
infection?
that's when I had this COVID. I swear it was radiation poisoning.
Yeah, so
So
that's what that was for because I got so deathly ill. You know, I told you I just had that chest X-ray and I came home and I was like profusely vomiting in my yard and I'm like, the hell? You know, I was like, I didn't do anything.
yeah, that I mean, I told you I sat out on my porch and then suddenly I had COVID. I hadn't been around anyone, but Cat I Am was the next one that says we can control missiles, but we can't control what we put on or in our temple. Agreed. You're right. Well, we can't control missiles really, but our temples, we definitely can control what we put in them. So, um, the next comment is it's going to be slow again. Sorry. And then Kat says can't control missiles. Okay, so yeah, we got that. We can't control missiles. Yes, correct. So okay, I get what she's saying now. Sorry. Slow catching up here. And then, James Wilson. I live in Montana in a cabin. Everything is survival here. Well, you're lucky. You're in the right spot. That's all I can say for sure.
Send us your
There's
address. We'll know
survival
where to come.
everywhere.
You
What's
hear me?
that?
I said he can send us his address. We all know where to bug out at.
Yep. You hear
I'm
that,
joking.
James? I'm sending
joking.
Candy your address. All right. So the next comment is she wasn't joking. Actually, I'm really sending her your address, James. Okay. It's being slow, but it's coming up, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe. All right. It's saying, I don't want to talk to you. Oh, here we go. All right. This one says, and is from Cat I Am. Montana is so beautiful. Amen, sister. It is. Cat got to drive all around, like everywhere. She has been all over. She is quite the traveler, so she definitely knows her stuff. I think James Wilson put a smiley face there. I might be going on and on tonight because it seems like the list is getting longer here, which is good. I mean, keep the comments coming. That's awesome. And then okay, I guess it didn't pull. He did put a smiley face. I can see that, but it's being very slow. I wish I lived like that. I love cabins. I live in a van. And Kat's very, very versatile. She definitely can make do with so many cool, clever, creative things as well. I know that about her. She says, I get attacked for passing on info. Yeah, I heard that one, Kat.
Don't we
Candy
all?
knows about that too. That's right. It's funny how they try so hard on us. They just never stop. It seems like. Sorry. Anika says, yes, I've been targeted for 2 decades. It's been rough, but God has and will carry us through. Amen, sister. Absolutely. Every time. Every time. I can't tell you how many times I've been on my knees, and it is then that I always get, put back right on my feet because I know it's not me. I'm strong, but I mean, the things that we've experienced, that's God. That's God when we get back up like that. Cat I Am says 4 years this month, and ScrewTube still keeping me from 1,000 subs. I get 2, lose 1. Cat, I feel your pain. For years that was going on, and then when I had, I don't know how many thousands, it was getting close to 40 something, got shut down, had to start all over. And then with this one, had to work my rear end off. And it's funny because I always get new subs, but then all of a sudden the next day I just lose a whole bunch. And we all know what that's about. So Kat, don't feel bad. You know you're doing right. And it's ScrewTube for sure that's jacking around, and the algorithm for sure, because they don't like people like us. We're influencers, and they don't want to play nice. They don't want our mouths to tell the truth. We're truthers, and Lord forbid we do that. So, and then this comment here is from Rapido Jimbo. Birch beer, tap a birch tree, not to the heart, and hang a bucket. Taps can be carved out of hardwood, a big screw with a hole in it, a couple of hours. That is actually really great information to share. Thank you. Birch beer. So tap a birch tree, not to the heart, and hang a bucket. Taps can be carved out of hardwood, a big screw with a hole in it, a couple of hours. Very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. That's really good information right there. And again, you guys, please put in the comments anything that you have to share as well, because people come back and they read this, it's obviously going to stay on the page. And I mean, the best thing we can do is help each other with any points or survival tips or just living in general tips. I don't care if it's just scripture or good news or a kind word. It's all those. Kat says, sounds good, Jimbo. And then she said, next month, December, and 3 years of living in my rig, I just finally got a smaller RV and I can't read that. Totaled it. Oh, totaled it. So hoping to get a converted cargo van. You'll do it, Kat. If anyone can do it, you can. I watched you be resilient. Okay, and the next comment is maybe the same. Oh. Kat says, weeds are healthier than most foods they offer us. I agree. Weeds are actually very resourceful and nutritious. Many of them, not all of them, of course. And one of the last comments, we've got, I think, 2 more comments left. This one's Kat I am. Give the girls a thumbs up. Kat, thank you for that. And okay, actually, we've got a few more comments. I thought we were towards the end, but the next one is... Who do we have here? James Wilson, amen. Lisa, speak the truth in love. I got you, sunshine. And the next one is, I feel like the price is right here. Like the Rapido Jimbo. Thumbs up.
Door number 3.
Come on down, Rapido Jimbo. Yeah. Would you like to buy a Val candy? I don't even know what I'm playing now. I'm playing a little bit of Wheel of Fortune, Price is Right. So Rapido Jimbo says, I've been ready 4 times, 18 years. It's not that easy, but I'm ready always. I see good people everywhere. I go everywhere. I love that. Good for you. Because honestly, we have to look at the world through new eyes, and we have to look for the good and look for the blessings. Because I'll tell you what, if we focus on the bleak and the negative, we're going to be there all day long. And that's not a good place to be. In our minds, our hearts, and our emotional stability will just suffer from that. So good advice. And it's saying he is always ready and he sees the good in people everywhere. And you know what? That is so true. There really is still good in people. And I'm really bad about sometimes seeing that. I'll be the first to admit it. But you're correct. There is good in people, and I need to strive harder to look for that. We all could stand to do that, I think, especially in these times. And then we got a couple more comments. I think they're still coming in. So I might have to stop soon, and we'll have to catch up later, and you guys can still scroll through. But next comment here is taking its time. Connie, I love Connie. Oh, shoot, I'm so late. I just made my dinner, so I will have to try and catch the next live. Well, Connie, you're here. We see you. We're reading you. And she's got another comment under this one.
And we won't be here Friday, Connie. We will not be here Friday.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's why we're here tonight. My kids are my life, and Shiloh's got her play, and my daughters are flying in to see their sister. So Connie says, did y'all see JW's video about this being a HARP experiment on us? I watched JW's, and I think he's sometimes on point with some of these things. And HARP has been involved with this for a long time. But a lot of his information, in my opinion, he runs with it too quickly, and he doesn't get the full scoop sometimes. I love JW. I know him, not real well, but a little bit of dealings. And HARP is a big instigator in much of this, absolutely. But DARPA plays an enormous role as well. There's a lot of roles being played here for sure by so many different players. It's just almost terrifying. But they're playing against God, and we already know that's a game they can't win. But yeah, the frequencies and HAARP has to do with the frequencies in the air, and which to me is the experiences people are having for sure. Frequencies are everything. That's our whole entire world. Your bodies are made up of frequencies. If your frequency that your body is in tune with right now were to change drastically, your body would shatter. It's only held together, those particles of your body. There's not a solid form. Our bodies are not solid formations. It's all particles, cells. It's just genes. It's all put together and held together by frequency. So when HAARP goes and messes with our atmosphere and the frequency, the radio waves, and in this environment and what we are in tune with, it can jack with a lot of things. You start watching animals walk in circles, turkeys moonwalking backwards. I mean, like, I know that's a joke, but not really. Like, you have watched fish swim out of water, go up on shore, whales beach themselves. Frequencies jack with biological living beings, and most certainly are jacking with us right now. So just always be aware of that and try to keep your own frequency on a different tune. And I know it's really not something that you can necessarily control, but you have the faith in the Lord. That's the frequency you need to be on. So I believe he is in control ultimately. So if he can heal Mike from around the world, Twist, or, Daily Excellence, or all the others I said, he can heal that man from cancer and so many other people that were on their deathbeds, or so many that died and came back, and true stories. He can do anything. I can do all things through Christ the Lord that strengthen me. Philippians 4:13. I mean, we are capable of anything and everything with him. So at the end of the day, that's what we're looking at, and that's all we need to know and focus on for the most part. But yeah, it's going to be bumpy, guys. It is. We got this. You guys are lights. You are lights that are shining, and I just adore you. And I just want you to know you guys are my heroes. I respect you so much and look up to you, and I want to thank you for all that you are and all that you offer, and for being you and being this strong and courageous to get this far, and you're still going. So Connie, so yes, I agree about JW. A lot is making this all happen. Yeah, absolutely. And she's such a smart woman. And you guys go check Connie's channel out. You can see her here. Click on her name. It'll take you straight to her channel. She's got some great stuff. She sees so many of the things that I myself have shown you guys or talked about. And she's got some really good captures. Wonderful, wonderful woman. She's filled with love and light. And I just recommend that you guys all go and subscribe to her channel. So the more mouths we have out there preaching it, being it, the better off we are. So, and all of you, again, just keep being you and get your Rolodexes out too. So Candy's got some great remedies. And actually, Candy, I was thinking I need to start getting some of your recipes, and I can put them on the community page on here.
Oh.
I can post actual posts versus a video, and we can maybe do a recipe or a sort of self-help thing maybe a day, because I can put as many posts as we want. I actually probably should just give you the login to my channel, and you can post all your remedies and anything like that.
Well, like I said, I haven't tried these yet, but I will be trying them. And just because I always check stuff on myself first before I actually share with anybody. So
awesome. Yeah, she is good about that. But tell you
I'll
what,
be your huckleberry. I'll be your huckleberry. If somebody's gonna follow my sword, I'll do it.
I'll tell you, you have been fighting the good fight for so long for so many of us. Connie says, "Greater is He that is within me, that is in the world." And amen, Sister Love. That is so right and so dead on. You guys just remember that. Remember who you are, who you're representing, and what your promise is, because it's eternal. You are made for a reason. You're here for the long run, and you got a message. You got a message to share. So sing it. Just sing it. And so now I say, go on now, get. Just kidding, but we got to go. Got to go on now, get. So I love you guys very much. Connie's got one last comment here. I'm going to read that really quick. And then Candy, anything you'd like to add after this before we close this out? her last comment is very slow coming up. Thank you, Lisa. You are welcome, Connie. You don't have to thank me. Thank you. Thank you for what you do and what you contribute and bring to the table, and you're fighting a good fight. So we love you. Love you very much. All right, Candy Lou. Anything else you'd like to add?
I just want to tell everybody, no matter what's going on, it's like, I don't even know how to say it. I mean, I was telling Lisa earlier, I had the greatest blessing earlier this week. My 90-year-old neighbor shared his New York style cheesecake recipe with me, and I went over and helped him make it. And it was just a great day because I've been trying to get this recipe for years anyway, and the whole neighborhood has. But, I got to actually go over and make it with him. And I told Lisa, as long as I live, every time I make a cheesecake, I will never forget that man. I mean, like I said,
Awesome.
90 years old in a wheelchair, rolling himself around the kitchen,
And
getting
he
the
shared
ingredients
his
out.
recipe with you. That'll go down in the books. Just carry on the tradition.
Yeah,
It's so
so I
cool.
mean, it was just like, I mean, like I said, it's just a memory that I'll always have in my heart forever and ever and ever. And I'm just so
Cherish it.
excited to be able to do it. So again, it might not seem like much to most people, but it's like, wow, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's a lot. I mean, for years, years, and he shared it with you. You know why? Because he trusted you. He has his faith in you, and obviously is fond of you with love. He shared that, so that is a
and,
really,
and
really neat story.
I didn't even realize that day was him and his wife's anniversary too. So,
Oh,
so he's
oh, that's
90, she's
sweet.
80, and
Sounds like a very
bedridden.
selfless individual. That's awesome.
She's bedridden, and he's 90. He still gets in there and cooks and everything. I
Wow,
mean,
that's incredible. So she's bedridden and he's 90 in a wheelchair taking care of his wife and
yeah,
baking pies.
yeah.
That's just that's my hero right there. Oh, to have a love like that, right? Well, you do, but that's pretty awesome. I love people like that. They're just
Yeah, but it was
man.
funny 'cause, his daughter was like, "Okay, Dad wants to make his very last cheesecake he's ever gonna make." He's like, "I've been trying to get that recipe for years," and she's like,
That
"You
is an
really
honor
did?" And I
for
was like,
sure
"Yeah."
that he shared it with you. That's such an honor. Guys, and there's your blessing. Like looking for the blessings. Amen. Right there. There's blessings in every day if we just stop and choose to look for it. But that one right there that one's
Yeah,
sentimental. I'm sure you'll hold that near and dear forever.
yeah. I had to wake him up a couple times, between
Dozing out while you're cooking. How cute is that, though?
yeah.
Lived a long,
Um,
healthy, happy life and still going. That's incredible. And
yeah.
lots to offer to the world still. And sharing his love with you. That's amazing. And you, I'm sure, have blessed them as well. So actually, I know you have. I don't doubt that for a second because I know the kind of person you are. So, all right, guys, we love you. And we will be back next week on going to shoot for Friday. But if you happen to be during the week scrolling through and you see, well, you know how you did tonight where it shows like we're coming on, just look for that. I know it's random, but everything's pretty random these
A lot of
days.
times we just like wing it the best we can, guys.
I mean, my whole life is a wing and a prayer for real. So, but I mean, we won't stop trying. I never stop trying, but I do apologize that but it's the life of a single mom and working full-time mom, and this sucks. Man, this is overrated. This stuff is for the birds, but I want to be here. I'd rather be here. Just so you guys know, my heart is here all the time. So, and Canty, I love you. I always just adore you and admire you more than you'll ever know. And Connie, you too, and Argo, you too, and all of you, Kat. I'm gonna leave people out because I brain fog and brain farts all the time. Yes, I said that. A little gassy brain of mine. So had to leave you with a little laugh though. So, did you hear it? No, that was me. That was my head. All right, guys. Much love, blessings, Candy. You have a good night.
Daddy.
Bye. See you next week. Don't know when. It'll be a surprise. See you later, Gators.